Against illegal mining begin first day of operations. We'll find out more. Meanwhile, Chebi Water Treatment Plant records increase in water production following the halt of illegal mining in the area. And on the foreign front, Nigeria to complete world's largest refinery and petrochemical complex ahead of its expected completion date in 2019. We have details of these stories and many more coming up shortly. Please do stay. Let's start with our stories now. And the 400 Joint Police Military Task Force deployed to the Ashanti, Eastern and Western regions to fight illegal mining have arrived and began operations today. The task force has been deployed to areas where galamsey is severe, including the Ashanti, Eastern and Western regions. The task force opened Operation Vanguard comes barely 1 month after 24 people were trapped and killed in mining pits in the Ashanti and western regions of the country. Now, shortly, we will be going on the phone line to speak to the PR director, that's Colonel Agrekwashi of the Ghana Armed Forces. Good afternoon, sir, and thanks for agreeing to speak with us.
Good afternoon, my sister.
Now, what specifically did these officers base? That's where do they base in the 3 regions?
They have 3 forward operational bases. In the eastern region, they will be operating from Osino. In the Ashanti region, they will be operating from Konango, and then in the western region, they will be operating from Takwa.
And what is exactly the operation going to be like? What's the plan?
That one is left to the commanders on the ground, because if we talk about the details on air, then those who we are trying to chase out will be outwitting us.
All right, but so are we right if we say that from today onwards, which is today exactly, work has begun? And how long will they be on the ground if it's not against what you're not supposed to talk about?
The operation is initially built for 12 months. So 1 whole year, this operation is supposed to be in place.
Thank you so much for your time. I have been speaking to Colonel Agrekwashi, he's the PR Director, Ghana Armed Forces, and he has confirmed that indeed operations have started in relation to the 400 Joint Police and Military Task Force deployed. Next, we have What You Think.
The deployment of the security men into galamsey areas to protect the environment seems to have sparked some debate. Some have commended the president for such a bold step and a show of commitment to put a permanent end to galamsey. But others think this is going to be a 9-day wonder. What will not get anywhere? What do you also think?
It's possible. It's about the effectiveness. Because they can even use the whole year, but they cannot do anything. But if it is effective and they're all equipped with the resources, I think they can do it.
In my opinion, it's a very, very bold step. Because galamsey, though the people are looking for their money, but they are destroying the environment. So as they are destroying the environment, that's the way the government has taken the decision. It's the right way. If not that, it will never end in Ghana, which is not the right way.
Definitely, because you think of future before you live today. And our children that we are delivering today, what will be their problem in future? Today you are here. It can happen that you die and gone. What about your children? If galamsey spoil the nation, what are we going to earn out of galamsey?
I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work because as the government to come out with such an idea, even the idea itself is a brilliant one, because look at the kind of things that those galamsey people are doing to our land. They are destroying the land, they are destroying the water body. So I don't think it's just a mere thing. It's going to work. It's going to work, and it's a nice idea, and it's a nice move from the government.
It will work, and it has come to stay. Galamsey will never come back again. Because if elsewhere they were able to abolish certain things, the same way we can also, we don't have 2 heads and 4 legs. It's a matter of strengthening the policies or the things we want to do. And we are sick and tired of Ghana for the say. No, we can also make it.
All right, so we'll bring you more on this very issue, that's Operation Vanguard, shortly. But let's move on to other stories. Deputy Minister of Food and Agriculture has visited the 250-acre farmland belonging to the National Service Scheme at Dawenya in the Greater Accra region to ascertain the extent of damage. He explained more chemicals are being distributed to assist farmers fight pest.
The inspection of the 250 acres of maize farm was to ascertain the extent of fall armyworm infestation on the NSS farm at Dawenya. The Deputy Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Sagri Bambangi, said government has made available chemicals and other relevant logistics to fight the fall armyworms.
When they find any strange appearance of their crops, they should try and report to the technical men of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture so that they can advise them as to what to do. We have tried as much as possible to send some quantities of the chemical to the regions, and the districts are supposed to report to the regions when they have reports of such invasions so that we can support the farmers, because it is an emergency and we don't expect the farmers to be able to get the chemical to buy.
He bemoaned the lack of inadequate number of extension officers available to farmers.
Our ministry is working tirelessly to ensure that we get extension officers by next year.
Executive Director of NSS, Mustafa Yusuf, appealed to government to provide enough technical support to farmers.
The Roads and Transport Committee of Parliament has directed that the towing levy should be implemented by the service providers by September this year. Chairman of the committee said the committee has finished going through the contract signed in 2016 and was pleased with the contract. This deal generated some public concerns, resulting in the halting of the implementation. Our parliamentary correspondent, Evelyn Tingma, has been speaking to the chairman of the committee, and we'll have that shortly. All right, so we have that interview with Evelyn and the chairman of the committee in Parliament now.
The LI, they faced a challenge, and then the committee took upon itself to intervene and see how best the LI could be implemented successfully. So indeed, we met the ministry and then the agencies under the ministry in this particular issue, and that in connection with the towing fee, what we call the road safety fee. And in this sense, it is the National Road Safety Commission. So we met them and they gave us the contract that was signed in 2016 between the government of Ghana and the private operator, like the service provider. So after that meeting, the Road Safety Commission also gave us other stakeholders that are involved in this, the GPRTU, the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council, and other private consumer protection agency. We met them. We've met about 11 different groups, even individuals and organizations that are towing track, the existing small-scale towing track companies. We also engaged them. Richard Track, who claimed to be the origin of this project, was also listened. We asked them to prepare a petition to us. They brought it. We had a look at it. We set up an ad hoc committee within the committee to study the contracts and other documents that we've received from the private operator, service providers, and other petitioners. And they came back to us. We sat as a committee and we've come out with the report. The bottom line of it is that the project is a good project, yes, except that a proper education was not done. Even as a member of Parliament, yes, I was aware of the LI, I was part of it, but I didn't see the details of the contract. The contract is signed by government and the provider, not Parliament. And then upon seeing the contract and thoroughly study it, there are so many things in the contract that the service provider should have done or supposed to do that the National Road Safety Commission did not come out with it. One, you are not just to towing track, they are towing the vehicles and then prepare vehicle reception centers across the country. Let me give you a typical example. When you are moving from Accra to Nsawam, there must be a vehicle reception center. So if you see any disabled vehicle on that road, you tow the vehicle and send it to the reception center. The reception center should be a fenced area with a security man. So when you put the vehicle there, the owner will then go to the reception center, identify himself as a vehicle owner, and tow that and have the vehicle away. even to set up mechanics shops at the reception center. If the fault is not a major fault and the vehicle owner wants to repair his vehicle at the reception center, he does so. If he wants to send it to his own mechanics, he can have the opportunity to do so. Apart from that, they have brought a lot of motorbikes. They are going to train people who will be riding motorbikes across the streets, on the motorway, on highways, trunk roads, and if they identify any disabled vehicle, they call the reception center. Quickly, the truck will move in and come and tow it. They have brought in communication gadgets that will be distributed to the Ghana, the MTTD, Motor Traffic Department of the Ghana Police Service. And the policemen on the road will also be having this gadget. When they identify or see any vehicle, disabled vehicle, they will call the call center, and the call center will quickly come for it. Apart from that, if there's any falling tree on the road, and then it is the responsibility of the roads and highways to pick it. If they haven't seen it, quickly, this private operator have to organize. They have pickups with chainsaw and operators in it. Quickly, they have to remove it. If there's any falling billboard that the owner of the billboard or the lease assembly haven't seen, to quickly, because they are always on the road with their motorbikes and their communication system, quickly they have to organize and pick it from the road. These are all part of the contract that Ghanaians didn't see. We think that they need a lot of education, so we asked them to do education and get the project implemented.
Mainly the controversy was that the amount involved was too high.
We saw that. But unfortunately, if you look at the way the date that these fees and charges were approved by Parliament, somewhere the proposals were made in 2004. So if a fee had been set up in 2004, looking at inflation and what has happened in the economy from 2004 to date, you can't just go and say reverse it, reduce it. So what we have done is that we make a system for other organizations and individuals to benefit. So we've taken 2.5 of the 85% that the LI says is good to the private, the service provider, to National Ambulance Service. So every year, National Ambulance Service is going to have 2.5% of the proceeds. We know when accident happens, the National Ambulance Service that quickly go to the scene and help. And then when people are involved in accident and they're still injured, they send them to hospitals. Your family member may not be around. So we've also taken 2.5 of the proceeds to Ghana National, Ghana Health Insurance Authority.
So 2.5 to the ambulance service.
And then 2.5 to health insurance. So they'll use as a premium. So when there's an accident and you are sent to hospital and your family are not readily available to take care of your bills, then the National Health Insurance will quickly take care as a part.
So when is implementation supposed to start?
We've asked them to intensify the campaign for a period and get it implemented. As a matter of fact, we think the project is long overdue. So we are asking them by the end of September they should be able to do whatever education. See, when the issue started, with the support from the media, the committee, and other stakeholders, a lot of education has gone on. Ever since the issue started and the minister asked that the project should be, the commencement day should be postponed. A lot of education has gone on, media, publicity, and all that. So we've asked them to continue that and intensify it, and by the end of September, they should be able to get a project rolling.
The last thing from me.
So maybe more of that story in our subsequent bulletins. The University Teachers Association of Ghana has threatened to lay down its tools if government fails to resolve the ongoing impasse at the University of Education, Winneba. UTAG expressed regrets at the slow pace at resolving this very issue.
The Governing Council of the University has failed to seek out of court settlement on the ongoing impasse. Lecturers on campus have also declined to engage in any serious academic work for distant students. Last week, leadership of UTAG urged government to be swift in resolving the concerns. UTAG has served notice of suspension of academic work.
All universities in Ghana may decide to lay down their tools until this issue is resolved. I can assure you that we are in very difficult times for university education in Ghana.
The national president expressed concern at the slow pace at resolving the issue.
It's the duty of the chairman. But that chairman refused with the excuse that the minister in charge of tertiary education had instructed him not to do that, and it's a lie. And that meeting ended in chaos. The second meeting they had also ended in chaos, disagreement. he has come there, I don't know, for whatever reason, to champion the desires of his masters.
Meanwhile, Utah has again called on government to pay its book and research allowance.
If government is really committed to paying this money and paying it on time, then the correction of those errors should not take more than a day or two, because those who presented those documents are available to be contacted and asked and probably prevailed upon to effect the corrections and payment made.
Now, children are becoming increasingly used to adult music and are occasionally seen singing vulgar and profane lyrics. But whose duty is it to check them? Is it parents or regulatory bodies such as Musica? And the following video will blow your mind as a group of children in lower primary perform Shatawali's Taking Over. Let's take a look.